Enough with the meaningless hyperbole. The opening splash message on your website may be one of the most important things about it. I constantly bang on about the importance of being understood by customers, and this is one of the greatest examples of that. However, I have to say that having reviewed about 24 insurance technology vendors' websites, there is a lot of hyperbole on there, a lot of bold claims, a lot of meaningless stuff that doesn't really help me understand what they do or how it helps me. So here are some of those that jumped out to me as being a bit of a missed opportunity, something I would probably reword, and why. Strap in. Am I going to do this for everyone? I'm not sure. We are the market leaders in X. Says who? Unless that's come from Forrester or Gartner or one of these subject matter experts, that's just you claiming you're the smartest man at the party. It's you walking into a room and saying, I'm the best looking person here. Don't know if anyone's noticed. You aren't allowed to say that about yourself. You can't just bestow titles upon yourself. And also, on what basis are you the leader? Is it product quality? Is it number of deployments? Is it turnover? It's the marketing equivalent of calling yourself an influencer. And nobody wants to be that guy or girl. We are the X of tomorrow. Well, that's handy, because I didn't want something for yesterday. Surely everyone is the something of tomorrow. We're all going to be here tomorrow, so it doesn't really tell us anything. It's alluding to the fact, of course, you're someone that's driving forward. You're someone who's horizon thinking. But it doesn't actually say that. It just alludes to it. Say it or don't. And also, technology in the world is largely unpredictable. Unless you've got that crystal ball, you're actually not going to be able to predict what's going to happen next. You can have a guess about some of the trends that might come up and how you sit, but who knows what's around the corner? Our such and such is seamless. Broadly, it's just a really subjective statement. Who's to say what's seamless and what's not? But also, it's just not something to lead with. It's a lovely thing to have, but it's not something that's going to sell your system on its own. So it's a really weird thing to choose as the first thing you want to tell someone about your offering. And also, a bit like the first one on the list, who said that it's seamless? Because if it's just you saying that your own software is seamless, that feels a little bit vain. We're redefining or pioneering X. No, you're not. I hate to break that to you. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you think you're special, but you're not. Worse still, I see a lot of people claiming that they're pioneering because they're doing something incredibly unique, and then it isn't actually unique. When you actually look in the market, there's at least 15 other people doing it. I saw one person claiming that they were pioneering because they had a consumptive charging model, like everyone else in your sector. You need to be really aware of what's going on amongst your peers if you're going to make claims like that, or you just look silly. Honestly, the last real disruptors to the insurance industry were the internet and aggregators. And trust me, your little bit of software that services a very small part of the market is not going to disrupt in the same way that they did. I think it's one of the most frustrating things I see with vendors is too often I'll speak to them and they think they're special, they think they're amazing, they think their product is the best in the market. And when you actually challenge them to share some information on how they've come to that conclusion or when they last saw their competitors' offerings, none of them can. It's just an innate belief in yourself, and I love that. I applaud the fact that people think what they built is great, and of course you'd want them to think that, but it shouldn't just be blind. There should be some basis behind it. There should have been some research done, because if you don't know how good everyone else is, how can you ever really measure yourself against them? Our platform is reliable. I mean, that's literally a minimum expectation I have. It's not your primary selling point. I mean, reliability is obviously an important thing. I don't want my system to be falling over, like some. You know who you are. But is it really the most interesting, high-value, product-defining thing that wants to be the first thing that you share with customers? Innovative features and functionality that differentiate us from our competitors. No, we don't have any of those, but we're really reliable. It's not really exciting, is it? Now, don't get me wrong, if I'm buying a medical tool for completing heart surgery, then actually that would be a major selling point, but we're talking about trading insurance here. Trading insurance is not life and death. We have a flexible solution. Well, unfortunately, I'm not planning to go and nip out and do some yoga with your solution, so flexibility isn't high on my radar. But in all seriousness, I'd imagine it's not as flexible as a bespoke solution that I could have built exactly to my needs. We have to be really honest with ourselves that it's a flexible solution within its own context. Equally, often people don't need it to be as flexible as you think they do. Most insurance solutions are pretty simple. They're pretty alike, and therefore the solutions you need to be able to trade them are pretty alike. The flexibility is something that we sell upon, but it's not necessarily a buyer need at all times. And often, systems can be too flexible. Often I just want something out of the box that's already 90% of what I need. So the question is, how flexible do I really need it to be? And often, flexibility comes at a cost of structure. So the more flexible it is, the less structure there is. The less structure there is, the less reliability there is. You see where I'm going with this, right? Our solution drives innovation. Let's be mega clear. At best, your solution is the car, not the driver. It isn't innovating anything. At best, it's not getting in your way when you want to innovate. But that's not what you said, was it? You made a grandiose claim that it was driving innovation. My IT system's the most innovative person in my business. Our solution is scalable. Bit like reliability, that one, isn't it? I kind of expect it to be scalable. I didn't think that when you were writing your code, you thought, well, we've reached 100 quotes, now we'll just make it fall over, shall we? It's not really something that differentiates you. It's just kind of a thing. And it does feel very buzzwordy. And how do you quantify it? Scale could mean different things to different people. Scale for me might be 1,000 quotes. Scale for you might be 1 billion. I don't like it. And finally, rapidly launch new products. Hi, Rapid. Let me introduce you to insurance. I don't think the two of you have met. I'm being flippant for a change. But a lot of vendors obsess about their speed to market, and the reality actually is that most of the time your technology vendor will be able to move quicker than you can. They'll certainly be able to move quicker than the insurers you're working with can, unless you are the insurer. Equally, again, rapid is subjective, right? One man's quick as another man's slow. I saw one vendor in a particular space the other day was talking about how quickly they could release products. And when I asked them how quick was quick, they said, oh, about 3 months. Yet all their peers can build in kind of a couple of weeks. So actually, when you compare it, it's not quick. Tell people what quick means to you. Is it a day? Is it a week? Is it a month? So the core problem here for me is that a lot of vendors just don't understand their own value proposition. They don't really understand their place in the market, how they perform against their peers, and what makes them special. I'm going to read this next bit for you. A value proposition is a statement that answers the why someone should do a business with you. It should convince a potential customer why your service or product will be of more value to them than similar offerings from your competition. You might argue the people above are aiming to do exactly that, but in most cases it really is just hyperbole. They're saying a lot without actually really saying anything. Do you really understand what you deliver to customers? Do I? Probably not. Probably work on that, really. Have you ever been guilty of any of those things above? Do you agree with them? Do you like them? Please put down in the comments below. In the meantime, if you like this content, please smash that like button. Yeah, I'm going to do it every single time. But for now, I will see you on the next one.
Well, you're a glutton for punishment, staying all the way to the end, but I really appreciate it. Now, if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe over here, somewhere. Am I anywhere near it? Not sure. Or watch one of the extra videos up here. Peace! Pretty gangster, yeah. I'll be on that TikTok soon. Definitely.